Next question says, why am I doing sets of 4 and 5 2 weeks out from my powerlifting meet? Just last week I worked up to doubles at a 9 and I really enjoyed feeling some heavier weight on my back or in my hands. And I'm just worried that when I get to the meet, I won't hit the numbers that I want to hit in the squat, bench, and deadlift since I'm not feeling heavy weight in my hands very often. So the reason for that change is that what we found is that hitting those doubles at a 9 RPE is really effective for letting us know where you are in terms of your strength and kind of putting a finer edge on that strength. The problem is that it comes with such a dip in training volume that it can cause lifters to peak too early. So we place the doubles at a 9 RPE where we did so that we can follow them up with a training week with slightly higher volume, so hence the 4s that you're seeing and 5s on some of the assistance work and so on. That kind of rebound in training volume helps you to maintain that peak, maintain that edge going into the competition so that you don't peak too early. So it's really a method that we found to be very effective over the years in terms of helping lifters to peak on time for their competitions. So that's why it's where it is. You've already felt the heavier weights. We already know where you're going to be. At this point, the need to experience those heavy weights is twofold. One, there's a psychological need to feel those heavy weights. We just feel more comfortable having done them recently. If that's a big deal to you, we can see about switching you into a different training group that includes more singles in the training so that for your next peak, you'll have more of that warm fuzzy going into the competition. There is a more physical reason to include those heavier singles going into the competition, but typically we only see that become a need with higher level competitors. I would say around a 375 Wilks or above. Now 375 isn't going to have you win in national championships or anything, but it's definitely not a newbie, and I would say really not even an intermediate level at that point either in terms of just basic strength level. So really we start looking at singles being more of a physical requirement around that 375 level, which you may be there now. And if you are, then that's another reason we need to consider changing your training groups. But if you're not there yet, then I would say that chances are the need is primarily psychological, which doesn't invalidate it. It doesn't mean that it's not important. So you've got to be able to kind of introspect a little bit and tell me, this kind of need to feel heavier weights as you go into the competition. Is that a thing that's really important to you? Or is it a thing that maybe it's a bit of anxiety and that you'll kind of get over it and, we'll just kind of see how it goes. Also, we need to see how do you actually peak on this protocol? What actually happens to you going into the meet? Because there is some individual variance. And even though I've had a lot of success with this method, maybe that's not successful for you. And that's the most important thing from your perspective. So let me know how it goes. Let me know kind of where you stand on the whole Wilks versus psychological thing, and we'll definitely get you in the right training group that supports all that stuff. And it may end up being just staying right where you're at. So let me know what you think.